Good morning. It is day 116 on the Pacific Crest Trail, and this climb is kicking my butt. I think this is actually the hardest one in NorCal, not the previous one. Woke up at about 4, started about 5. I'm glad we did because the sun isn't really even up yet and it's already pretty hot. I'm sweating buckets. I didn't sleep too well last night. Birdsong was coughing quite a lot, so I hope she's feeling okay doing the climb as well. She's a little bit further behind. And then I needed to wake up at 2 a.m. to pee, so a bit disrupted in terms of sleep. But here we are, we're doing it, having a great time. Yeah, I think it's about 8 miles from where we started to the top. I'm probably about 1 mile in at the moment, hoping to get there before or around 9 a.m. if possible, before it starts getting hotter when the sun does come up. Yeah, tough start to the day, but it's fairly cruisy after this. Also, I'll be in Oregon tomorrow. That's crazy. Definitely making it a challenge to get out of NorCal, but excited for tomorrow. Finally getting out of California, new state, big milestone, exciting. Catch up with you in a bit.
Hello again. Today was a long day, probably because it was 14 hours of hiking time, although about 4 or 5 hours of that was spent not hiking and just like resting or taking a break, so maybe not the worst. But it may have been the day with the most climbing we've ever done. I'm not able to fact check that. I may have done more in the Sierras possibly, but it was a total of like 7,500 feet of elevation gain across the day, so quite intense. The morning it started tough, but it went smoothly, and it was actually only about 4,400 feet up in about 7.5 miles, so I did exaggerate a little bit earlier, apologies. But yeah, it was tough but consistent, so I kind of got into a bit of a groove with it, except for there were some sections where it was quite overgrown. And also, I forget if I've mentioned this before, but there are so many cobwebs first thing in the morning. Like, there's so many just strands of spiderweb floating through the air that just like go in your face. So that was a bit distracting. But yeah, the higher up I went, it got cooler, which was really, really nice. I could definitely notice it. So I stopped sweating so much. There was a nice breeze towards the top, and I ended up going way faster than I thought I would, finishing the climb in like under 3 hours, which was wild. So yeah, I waited at the top for the others, just kind of enjoying the view for a while, sat on some very sharp pointy rocks, but having a wonderful time. And still, actually, it was really clear today, so there wasn't any smoke, which was great because I could still just about see Shasta in the distance. And there were actually amazing views throughout the day. Just, yeah, we stayed pretty high up for most of the day, so just, yeah, going little ups and downs, still another like 3,000 feet of elevation across the day. But yeah, really, really good views. NorCal definitely going out with a bang, and going out with a bang in all kinds of ways. So like, it was really hot, and it was actually today was a little just like microcosm of everything that makes Northern California memorable. So we had the heat, we had the difficulty finding water, like being off trail, we had the overgrown trail, so many bushes, we had all the blowdowns, so many blowdowns, and I had a bush scrape off one of my scabs. I've been doing so well not letting my legs be terrorized, but today the streak ended and I've re-injured myself again. But anyway, lunch was very nice and chill, sat under 2 big trees, lots of shade, and it was kind of, I spent probably, I think it was 2 hours there, half waiting for the day to cool down a little bit, and half just being vortexed, chatting to some other hikers, but set off at about 3 p.m, still very hot and sweaty. And then there was another biggish climb of about 1,400 feet in 3 miles or so. So yeah, again, straight up, good times, good fun. And I put some music on to get me through to the end of the day, and it definitely helped, especially with like all the burn zones, with so many blowdowns. Again, just like trying to dodge and weave, and even with the overgrown section of the bushes, it turned into a maze at one point. Like the trail on the ground stopped following the trail that we have on our maps, so it was just a case of trying to navigate through the bushes, trying to figure out where the trail was when you can't really see the ground and you're tripping on stuff half the time. Good times. In fact, so good. I ran into some other hikers within the maze section that were trying to find their way, and we kind of joked that NorCal doesn't want us to leave, like it's trying to trap us in, because yeah, it has been an experience. California has been an experience. Tomorrow's going to be my last day in California. I've been saying for the last few days, like, everyone's ready to be out of California, and the day is finally here. It's very exciting. We've been through different sections, like I've said before, like the desert, Sierras, and now NorCal, but finally we're actually joining a new state, getting into a new state, and it does kind of feel like it's the beginning of the end, because planning on doing Oregon in about 3 weeks, and then it's Washington, which is the last state, and we're gonna like not want it to end. So kind of scary. Beginning of the end, but wild, especially when I've spent 4 months in California, and then I'm only going to spend about 3 weeks in the next state. But anyway, looking forward to that tomorrow. Only about 12.5 miles to go until we're actually on the border with Oregon. Very exciting. I will catch up with you tomorrow.